Hello everybody, my name is Sandra and I am the voice behind my baby channel at the moment, the Wounded Healer Thought-Provoking content. So ordinarily, if you have subscribed to my channel and watched my videos, you would have seen just a video with my voice and some music. Today, I am going to talk to you facing you in the camera for the first time, and the talk will be about how we go about setting goals, achieving our goals, and why goals fail. Prior to that though, I just want to give you a brief introduction of myself. I actually really dislike taking photographs and being behind a camera or being videotaped. However, I realized that my channel is about developing self-empowerment, living up to your highest potential, and facilitating you in all areas to develop you towards your own personal growth and your own success in life. So with that in mind, I decided to walk my talk. One of the things I fear the most is actually talking in front of a camera. But I'm going to walk my talk today to show you that if I can do it, if I can face some of my fears, that you can too. I'm always a work in progress. And whatever I feel that I can't do, I challenge myself to do. So that's why I'm here today. So bear with me, please. I will be making mistakes. This is not going to be a perfect video. I haven't been on YouTube for 10 years. I only have basic equipment. But more importantly, I need to pass you on the messages, or I need to tell you about this talk today and the elements that I've come up with. And I think it's really important for you to understand and know if you are facing challenges in attaining your goals. So without further ado, let's get to them. Right, so element, topic, thought pattern, whatever you want to call it, tip number one. You've got to ask yourself why. Why have you made this particular goal or goals? Why? Certainly something in your life is not making you happy, or you want to change something because you think you can do something better, or you want to learn a new skill. Whatever it is, there is a reason why we create goals. Just remember your reason why. Sometimes it can be to do with a medical situation and sort of like a life and death situation, but more often than not, it's just a goal so that we can embrace life better in a more positive way. Now we're going to move on to point number two, which is who you're doing this for. Hopefully, you're doing this goal for yourself. You're trying to attain this goal for yourself. And the goal is coming innately from deep within you, and it's a genuine goal, and it's something that you want to accomplish. Not that you're trying to please someone else like your partner, your parents, your community, or you're trying to compete with a friend or a group of friends, because that's not genuine. That's not a good goal to have in the first place, because you're not being you, you're not being authentic, and you probably will fail in that goal anyway. Point number three, we come to the concept of change. When we're going to do anything new, there's going to be an element of change. Change is not easy. In fact, when I'm counseling people, or more often than not, when I come to the word change, there's a lot of discomfort. Change will often bring about feelings of discomfort. People don't like change. We're very routine and we like to live within our comfort zone, okay? The minute you talk about change, change is scary, but change doesn't have to be looked upon that way, but that's a topic for another video. In the meantime, let's talk about change. You have to embrace the concept of change. It's going to cause you discomfort, but if you're going to attain your goal, there must be change. Because if you, like I always say, if you continue to do what you always do, you'll get what you always got. Moving on to point number 4. I'm going to combine 2 elements. Those 2 elements are motivation and discipline. Of course, when you want to do something, when you think of an idea, you'll be motivated. All right? You don't think of anything else. You just think about that idea and motivation kicks in. Okay? But unfortunately, life gets in the way. We're not always going to be in a state of motivation. We might be sleep deprived. We might have a bad day that day at work, or we might have a quarrel with our partner, whatever it is, okay? Got out of the wrong side of the bed maybe, and we might not be motivated to continue through our little path of change towards our goal. So what do we combine that with? We marry that with discipline. When you have discipline and you don't have, your motivation is lacking, discipline kicks in. So with discipline, you will remember why you wanted to do this goal, how important it is to you, why you need this goal in your life, and hopefully discipline will then propel you forward to continue your goal. All right. Now we move into point number 5, which is setting a realistic timeline. Anything you do in life cannot be achieved within one day. So realistically, there needs to be some time given by ourselves. We have to set a realistic time frame, whether that's going to be a month, 3 months, 6 months, a year, more than a year, whatever, to attain our goal. So having a very realistic time frame is very important, but not only having a general realistic time frame, we have to set aside time in our daily routine to tackle that goal, to learn that new skill, to do that new exercise. It might be 10 minutes, even if you want to learn how to meditate, it's going to take time, right? So how are we going to incorporate that time in our lives? So we might have to sacrifice. If we live very, very busy lives, we might have to wake up a little bit earlier, sacrifice our sleep in order to do whatever we have to do to attain our goals, or we may have to sleep later. But that is something that's very important as well. And lastly, we come to our 6th point, which is self-confidence, self-esteem, and courage. All right? And those 3 elements are vital. Self-confidence is when you have a healthy self-confidence about yourself. You're sort of insured. You know what you can do and what you can't do. You're very realistic about your expectations about yourself, and you're very realistic and very self-aware. Okay, so when you have confidence, your ability to think positive in order to achieve anything is already there. Now, if you don't have self-confidence, or you are low in self-confidence, perhaps you might like to watch another one of my videos where I deal solely with confidence and why you may not have that confidence and how to build on it. Okay? But for today, self-confidence, and let's talk about self-esteem. Having a very high self-esteem is fantastic. Okay? We're all not born with high self-esteems. Often lucky children are conditioned by very good parents who parent well, and they hone in and develop the child's self-esteem. But more often than not, a lot of us don't have healthy self-esteems, and we need to build and work on our own self-esteem. Okay? Self-esteem is when, all right, that you can achieve things. Okay? It's a bit like confidence, but you have the self-belief in yourself, and you place yourself high enough. You don't sort of look down and think, no, I can't do it. No, I can do it. And you're quite positive about things, and there is a self-awareness and belief system there, similar to having good confidence, healthy self-confidence, that you're able to do things. Okay, so your self-esteem will hold you in place, and it will propel you forward. All right, it won't stop you. And lastly, courage. Courage is something that not all of us have. Like for me, I explained to you from the beginning, okay, I had the courage to start my YouTube, to read my script that I wrote. However, I didn't have the courage to face you. So courage is something that's very important if you want to achieve a goal. So the more courage you have, it will set about determination as well. So, and also just basic courage. When you are within a group of people who may be quite negative, they're naysayers, who tell you, it could be your family members even, who tell you that, what do you want to do? Sorry? You're going to do this? Well, we can tell you now that you're not going to achieve your goals, okay? We know you well, you're not going to achieve your goals, all right? So these are the naysayers. You have to have the courage, personal courage, to go against them, whether you try and justify or you don't, all right? You need to have that courage to persevere, despite what they say. Because at the end of the day, naysayers are naysayers. A lot of people don't like to do things for themselves. They're not self-aware. They don't want to develop themselves. They don't want any improvement, or they can't see the worth of self-improvement, and they just stay in their own sweet spot, and they don't like other people improving. They don't like other people gaining success because they're either jealous of them, or they feel that if you are successful, you might move on without them, okay? So I've mentioned the 6 elements, okay, of how you should be thinking about your goal setting. So it's basically reverse engineering, a word that I heard from a podcast. I can't remember who, but it's a very, very good concept. Have your goal, reverse engineer. So you're going to process in your head, all right, I have this goal. You're going to look at the 6 elements. There are actually more, but let's start with 6. And you're going to answer these questions within yourself, and you're going to actually try and work out how you're going to go through to attain your goals. Then, when everything is said and done, you're quite confident, you're quite comfortable. What you do next, you achieve your goal, or you start your goal. And when you start your goal, you've already thought of everything else behind that goal, how to get that goal. And so you have much more success in attaining your goal. So that's the topic for today. I hope you've resonated and understood what I've said. And if you have, I thank you for your time in listening to this video. I really appreciate time because it's precious to everybody. If you really like what you've heard, please just press that like button, subscribe, and share. I would really appreciate this. And I also appreciate any feedback, any comments that you have. I'm open to listening. So in the meantime, I wish you all the best, and I hope to see you again in the next video with the next topic. So thank you, and have a great day or evening wherever you are in this world.